Hey folks, it's Jim from Slick Audio. Yes, this is a very, very old antique Jackson. Conjoined double neck, baby. Ooh, not many of these out there in the world. A Mike Shannon classic. Thank you, Mike. As you can see, it's even yellow. Anyways, this is our first live Twitter feed, as well as, we typically do YouTube feeds, or Facebook feeds, sorry, direct. And this is our first live YouTube feed as well, simultaneous. It's a simulcast. So I want to start out, with heavy heart when any musician or anybody in the music industry passes away. DJ Avicii, if I pronounce his name wrong, I apologize, but he passed away, I believe, today, and it really is. It's just sad when we lose one of our own. And look, musicians, DJs have typically, argued and the like. But look, we're one musical community, and we need to remain that way and forever. Music is what brings us all together. In my opinion, it's universal. It touches us, regardless of language, race, creed, and it just doesn't matter. So it's just critical, and I feel very passionately about that. So that being said, my condolences, sincere condolences, go to his family, his immediate family, extended family, and friends. So sorry, man. It's another bad day in the music industry, and we sure have lost a lot of wonderful people in the last year, 2 years, 3 years. etc. So. Anyways, let's get things on a little bit better note. Since I usually have something to say that's worthwhile, and that was extremely worthwhile. But from thinking about DJ, when I used to think about DJs, DJ production to me is at one point in time was fake music. Oh, it's fake music, and I look, as an avid musician, a non-DJ, if you will, and a multi-instrumentalist, it's difficult. It was difficult for the longest time for me to put my head around the concept, and until I was, flipping through YouTube one day, and for those of you who don't know, I'm a big Alan Parsons fan, right? So. Alan Parsons is brilliant. Come on, Dark Side of the Moon. From a production standpoint, producer, he's just an engineer. He's amazing, man. He's one of the guys that wrote the book. Martin Birch's whole pile of others, and I just could rattle names off here for an hour if my brain would actually work that fast. But the point I'm trying to get at is I remember. Listening to the avid musician or musical types and saying, DJs. And the reality of it is I was watching or starting to watch a video one day, and these ads come up, and they had I believe it's Deadmau5 came up, and and he talked about the I can't remember his exact words. It was something to the fact of, can you imagine, it's a musical sin, that a non-instrumentalist can hit a key and or hit a button on a controller and have it play a chord and then write music that way. Well, at first I was like, yeah, that's bullshit, but then by the time I was done, I continued to watch it, and it's a couple minutes long, and by the time I was done, I literally sat back and said, well, you know what? He's playing an instrument. I don't care if it's a pad with a bunch of buttons. You got to learn what fucking things do, right? So if he's, pressing stuff and it's making music and the music is his, I hate when they steal other people's shit. That's bad. Bad juju. Guys, don't do that shit. Just stop. Create your own. That's what you have a brain for. So, and we certainly have heard a lot of great music, come out of the DJ community, from that particular thing. So they're learning an instrument. It's different. No, it doesn't have strings. It's not a traditional instrument. It doesn't have keys like, you know, a traditional piano would, or you know, the like, but it's still, I couldn't sit down and do anything with that without having to, you know, to learn it or program it in some way, shape, or form. So they learned an instrument, right? They're musicians. So I don't care how you cut it. At the end of the day, you know, and I fought it for the longest time, but the reality of it is that that ad woke me up and said, you know, yeah, these folks are musicians. So musicians united, so that would be instrumentalists, producers, engineers, DJs, etc. You know what? We all have this wonderful common thing, and it's called music. And at the end of the day, we're creating music which makes us happy to do what we do. And at the end of the day, that music makes other people happy, which is the really cool part. And what I love to see is when somebody will say, hey, you know, that song reminds me of, you know, and it would be something very nice. Obviously, we all have songs that remind us of a tragedy or something negative as well. But the fact of the matter is that a song can bring emotion out is the important thing here. So, you know, it's one thing when the brain learns something by cognitive recognition, and you're listening to a song when something bad happens. It's a traumatic moment. That traumatic moment actually burns that everything that's happening at the time, including the music, in your mind. It is what it is. It's how the brain works. It's how the brain functions. But it also happens with incredible moments the same way. Moments that of pure elation and pure joy, and it can do the same thing, which is amazing. But the really cool part to me is, and I know there's some people that aren't affected like this, but I certainly am affected like this, and that is, you know, as when I'm listening to a piece of music, put the guitars down, put the piano down, put everything down, listen to a piece of music. When I hear a song and it drives such emotion that tears start rolling down my cheek. And that doesn't mean it has to be a soft tune. Just, you know, Count of Tuscany, the end of the Count of Tuscany, Dream Theater, Black Clouds, Silver Linings. Holy fucking shit. That is just, you know, 20 minutes of pure bliss, you know, to me. My frickin' ringtone is that song. And Blue Oyster Cult's my favorite band, by the way. So if anybody ever wanted to ask, BOC is it. Always has been from the time I was, I was pretty effing young. But I remember the first album coming out, and my brother, being 10 years older, when his buddies bought it and brought it over, and I heard it, and that was it, man. I turned from a normal music-liking kid to a hard rock kid. Instant. So, you know, but I just used the Count of Tuscany. You know, if you Blue Oyster Cult, Then Came the Last Days of May, off of On Your Feet or On Your Knees live. The guitar solo that Buck does in that song is just the emotion, the fucking emotion, man, that he delivers with 6 strings is just amazing. It's not super fast. It's not super flashy. It's the emotion. So the point is, the music is just it can elicit emotion without anything, without any extra stimuli, you know, in the room. So or the situation. So it's just, I don't know. I really, you know, some people probably looking at me, you know, or listening to this going, well, he's fucking insane. Well, if you don't get it, you're probably not a musician. And if you do get it, and you're sitting there going, oh, yeah, yep, I agree, yep, I have this song, and you're picking out that song, way cool, man, because that's the brotherhood and the sisterhood that I'm talking about, and that whole unique family thing. So to all our fallen friends and musicians, i.e. friends and musical family, God bless you all. God will take care of you. And to those of us who are still alive doing what we do, you know, let's keep in mind that what we do for a reason, and that's for pleasure, and to help ourselves, to help others, and hopefully change the life. If you change the life of one person with a song in a positive way, then you know what? You did a lifetime's worth of good. And I think that's just absolutely amazing. Kudos. Thank you. So, anyways, our cameraman's about ready to fall over because he's tired, and it's the end of the day. It is Friday, I am definitely not working freaking tomorrow or Sunday if I can help it. And we're supposed to get some sunshine for a change. I'm going to enjoy some weather. Hopefully you folks will as well. And man, it's I can't see you, but I can see you. So it's great seeing you. Keep in touch. We'll talk to you next week for sure. Be good, man. Peace out.